Sometimes you got to do stuff that you don't want to do to get what you're trying to get to. For example, working your 9 to 5. My trading buddy just sent me a video about this woman working at McDonald's, how she had to leave her 6 figure job because she was just completely in debt and she had to pretty much get her life back together and she had to start it at McDonald's. And it's just like every time you going through something, whether it's the worst thing in the world, the worst feeling in the world, might feel like it's the worst thing for you right now, but I promise you it is for a reason. I tell you all the time, everything is divine time, everything is God's timing, and it might not make sense to you in the moment, but it makes sense in the long run. And it's like I'll sit here and think about stuff from like years ago that I'm so glad that God closed that door. I'm so glad that He didn't allow me to get exactly what I wanted when I wanted it, because I would be miserable right now. Just one of the things in my life, it was a point in time where my contract was ending in the reserves and I had an opportunity to go active. I'm so glad that I did not go active. Like, it was being pushed on me so hard. It was getting pushed on me. Like, I was getting, being able to get signing bonuses. And it was just like, no, I don't want to have that type of restriction in my life anymore. Like, I'm so glad I didn't do it. And granted, who knows what the future would have held if I did do it, but me right here, right now, I'm so glad that I did what I did, because who's to say that trading would have fell in my lap how it did? I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have met her brother, which is the one that put me on to trading in the first place. And maybe sometime down the line I would have found it, but it wouldn't have been here now. Like, I'm literally cracking the head open of the actual trading. It's been a very long journey. It's been a up and down thing, and it's like to this point now, I've been doing better than what I could have imagined that I've been doing these last couple of years. And like I said, I might not have all the money in the world, or I might not be exactly where I want to be, but it is a process, and it is a process that I'm loving, and I'm moving along this journey in the right direction and keeping a positive attitude about it. And it's like I said, like, if that lady can sit there and work at Mickey D's, like, baby, I can deliver some mail. It's not that hard. We come up with excuses, and we have to go through certain things, and it's just like, oh, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, like, what I'm gonna do about this. And at the end of the day, it's just us making up excuses for ourselves because we're not quote unquote happy at the moment. But like I said, like, you can be at the darkest, deepest part of your life right now, and I promise you, it's for a reason. It is for you to shake it off and for you to not have to go back to that. It's so you can learn from that lesson. It's so you can either learn from the lesson and be a testimony to people's tests, or anytime something like that comes back across your desk, it's easily defeated. It's easily like, oh yeah, this ain't nothing. So yeah, so it definitely gets much deeper than that whenever it comes to doing stuff that you don't want to do, like sacrificing your sleep or sacrificing going out with friends and family, having to stay up later than everybody else and making sure that you're getting your chart work done. Even whenever it comes to the whole, oh, I want to listen to this album that just dropped, but I know good and well I need to be studying. It's just a different thing. Even for me today, like, it came to a point where it's like I wanted to play my game. I wanted to play my game and I wanted to stream, but I needed to clean up. I I don't mind cleaning up, but do you think I wanted to clean up on my one day off? No, I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to relax. I wanted to play my game, but things had to get done because I know how I can't function in, you know, chaos. So that's just some little stuff, even with the whole, whenever it comes to you have to save more money than you want to. You have to start really investing into certain avenues, and you like, dang, I really want to buy these pair of J's is about to drop, but no, you need to take that money, better yet, just invest in the Jordan stock, or sit there and invest in yourself with getting another book. Or like I said, even if it comes to, I really got to save this money, but I really want to spend it. Like, I really want to go to this concert that's coming up, but I really need to save this money because I'm trying to get my savings to a certain point so I can do certain things. Life is going to be wrapped around choices and the decisions that you make, and it's really just, did you make the right decision? Did you make the right choice? And if you didn't, that's all right. All every action. Sorry, y'all. Every action has a consequence. Every single action, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to deal with it or not, every action has a reaction, or every reaction has an action. Like, no matter how you flip it, it's going to be something that's going to come from something that you do. So it's just best that you make the best choice possible for you. So that's really all I got for y'all, man. Like I said, that video really put a little fire under me on some different stuff. And I know, like I said, I've been having a lot going on, and it's not an excuse. It's just real life. Real life has been going on, and I'm still trying to maneuver and do the things that I need to do, and making sure that I'm showing up for my family like I need to be, and making sure that I'm showing up for myself like I'm supposed to be. You know, the most important one is showing up for myself. If I don't show up for myself and make sure that I'm straight with the stuff that I need to do, I definitely can't pour into my family like I need to. And this is a time where that's really the most important thing to me right now. So, yeah, I told y'all, as you get older, you really start to see your responsibilities in a different light. Like, it's so many things that I could just throw myself into and really just be like, okay, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. But I don't know. It's just, as you understand, you understand that different things require different support from you, or different attention from you than you wouldn't think you would have or you would be responsible for. So it is what it is. So like I said, sometimes you gotta do what you don't want to do to get what you want. And as unfortunate as it sounds, it's actually a blessing in disguise, because I promise you, if you continue to do those types of things, it just becomes like you just be not even on some, you'll be making money over hand and fist, but you'll just be making better decisions and better life choices, and things are just going to get better. Like, every day, every single day this week, I have worked out every single day. And like I said, it has in what, LOL, wow, it's only Tuesday, but it's like pretty much for the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks now. If I count today, 2 weeks straight, I've worked out every single day. And do you think that I wanted to do it? No. I literally last night was in the bed, and I was on my way to sleep, and I was like, yo, I didn't do anything today. And I literally pushed myself out the bed. Did my push-ups. No, not last night. I did my pull-ups. I did my kettlebell workouts. Like, that's a whole couple of sets of that kind of stuff. And I did some, it's like crunches with the pull-up bar. It's some kind of different. Anyways, I did my workout. And even though I was dead dog tired when I got in that bed, I made myself get up and do it, and I felt so much better, because it has gotten to a point where it's like I haven't been showing up for myself like I need to for myself. And that's why I said it's so important for you to show up for yourself better, because then you're really not going to make smart choices, smart decisions. Like, and I'm not saying basing your decisions and choices off of other people's, needs or emotions or anything is terrible, but when is it that you matter to yourself more than other people matter to you? So that's really all I got. Even though I just said that last piece, I'm not saying that, you discard people that you love and all that kind of stuff, because you need that, just like they might need you in a situation, you need that too. So I'm just saying, you still have to put yourself first. Like, don't get burned out. Don't get sucked into too much of other people's stuff where you can't show up for yourself, especially in hard times, especially when it's something that you really don't want to do, but you need to do it. So yeah, that's really all I got for y'all tonight, man. Like I said, shout out to my trading sister for sending me that, because that was a nice little motivation for the night. Still have been trading. I took a trade today and literally just got stuck in consolidation, which is trash. But you don't always know that you're in consolidation until you're actually in it. Sometimes it's easier to spot it than others, but it is what it is. I'm glad that what I'm proud of myself is the fact that while I was in the trade, I literally was going to move my stop loss. Like, y'all, I had to physically stop myself. I literally had to physically move my hands from the mouse and just sit there and be like, okay, well, it is what it is, because the way that I was going to move it, literally in that moment right there, it was like, okay, I'm stuck in consolidation, if I move my stop loss, I'm probably still going to get taken out and then be frustrated and then just for the trade to not even do anything. So it sucked, but like I said, it's really been all about me following my rules right now. So that's really all I got for y'all. You know, troop shot to y'all. I appreciate y'all watching, kicking it with the kid. I appreciate y'all doing all the YouTube stuff. I really do. You know, peace, love, blessings, happiness, more blessings, less stressing, all licks in 26, baby. That's really all I got. And like I said, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to get what you need to get. It's your girl TB Tab. I'm out.